Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, welcome again to your speaking skills course. And today we're going to extend and expand our knowledge about these skills and how to improve our speaking and listening as well. But we will focus on the speaking skills more. Today in our third class, we're going to cover in chapter, 3. You will learn stuff about how to use the gerunds. This is kind of a grammatical lesson. And then you're going to learn how to ask questions when you don't understand something. Then how to understand intonation, any questions with or. Also how to organize your idea before telling a story, and how to express encouragement expressions when someone is telling a story, like wow or something like that. And again, at the end we are going to listen for some stressed words when people speak. Actually, for the stressed word, we may take this lesson today or in this lecture, or maybe the coming lecture. So let me see. So we might take the stressed words today or maybe the next lecture. First of all, before we start with how to use the gerunds, interests and hobbies. I mean, do you have any hobby? Do you have any interest? And these are all the questions like that everyone can answer. Okay, so if somebody, for example, what do you do in your free time? في وقت الفراغ. For example, I use the internet. I start chatting. I watch TV. Okay, or I play football or soccer. I play basketball. I play on my piano, for example. All of these are interests and hobbies. Okay, some of us may spend his all time in reading newspapers, articles, journals, whatever. So today, this is a very kind of question. What do you do in your free time? So in here, in listening interests and hobbies, we will hear 6 people talk about their interest. They all answer the question, what do you do in your free time? So we're going to listen for important words, the speaker's interest, and write we're going to write only these words in the lines below, right here. So we use on the blackboard. So also we're going to use gerunds, words that ending in ing or nouns. We'll actually talk about gerunds in the next slides in details. Okay, so let me play the audio and please listen with me.
This is who I am. Listening 1, page 46. Interests and hobbies.
What do you do in your free time? Person 1.
I like to go shopping.
So the question was, what do you do in your free time? So you said, I like shopping. And you know the shopping. I also like shopping, by the way. Shopping, and I had to go to the markets or malls and just see and buy some things, you know. Okay, let us watch and listen to person number 2.
I like to go shopping at thrift shops where I can buy a lot of stuff, but it's really cheap, so I don't feel guilty or go broke.
Person 2. What free time? I don't have any free time. All I do is work.
So person number 2, he's actually putting a kind of exclamation. What a free time. When someone say what a free time, it means that he has no time to have fun. So what he said, he spent all his time working. Okay, shopping, working. Okay, let's move on to speaker number 3.
Person 3.
Well, because I sit at a computer all day at my office,
So the person number 3 likes to do something too, because he used to sit on his desk and just fix his computers. He just do physical things like jogging. How about number 2? I will leave it for you, okay? So physical things like he do exercises like jogging and what? So replay the audio, the same one, it's on page 46, and try to guess the second one, okay?
Person 4.
Free time? Gosh, I enjoy anything outside. I like hiking and camping in the mountains, sailing at a lake near my home, and I just started taking skydiving lessons. It's really neat jumping out of the plane.
So she has 4 hobbies. She's interested in 4 hobbies. 2 of them, I'm going to mention 2 of them. Camping in the mountains, and what? So she likes camping and hiking. So I will leave the other 2 for you. So replay it again and listen to person number 4. She actually liked to do 4 things in her free time. And do you remember what she said? She said, gosh. Gosh in the American accent, American people say, gosh. It means, oh my God. Oh my God. Or God. Ilahi. So what they say is, gosh. Okay, let us listen to person number 5.
Person 5.
I like the theater a lot. You know, plays, ballet, concerts, opera, and I love movies, especially classic foreign films.
So she went in kind of theaters, but she likes plays, so she likes the theater. She likes also movies. And what else? You can find it by yourself. So she likes theater, she likes movies. Theater معناها المسرح, where you can watch some plays for Shakespeare, Molière, the French playwright. Let us watch number 6. Actually, it's not watching, it's listening.
Person 6. Oh, I don't know. Lots of different stuff. I like books, sports, animals. I like to try interesting restaurants. Mostly, I really like sleeping. Yeah, sleep is good.
So what he likes here is like sleeping, reading some books, and there's actually 3 more things that he would like to do. So please, you just go by yourself and listen to the same audio. It is CD 1, track 16. You can find the CD at the end of this book. Actually, is in the cartoon, is the hard paper. So please just try to play it and try to repeat what they're saying. When you repeat what they're saying, you're actually speaking to them. You're speaking or you're answering the same question. So I ask you now the question: what do you do in your free time? So you should use actually the same. You should actually remember the same way they respond. Okay, so what do you do in free time? I like shopping, jogging, camping. I like going to theater, watching movies, sleeping. I like reading. I like hiking, whatever. So try to practice and just do it the same way, and pay attention to the way they say it. Okay, to the way they say it. Okay, here, it's just do it by yourself. And please share it on Blackboard. Share it in Blackboard. You can share it on the Blackboard forum. Okay, we have some forums. So you can tell us just you can copy paste this page and mention to us your name, like whatever, and then what is your interest and activities. Okay, good. You can make kind of discussion in a smaller group on Blackboard and discuss your chart. Which activities seem to be most popular, which are more active and which are most unusual. So try to actually to discuss it. I'm going to watch you through this Blackboard forum later on. Okay, so let us move on. The gerund form. Today we're going to also to cover a very important and very important subject in English, which is gerund form. What is a gerund? A gerund is the base form of a verb plus ing. Gerund can be used as nouns, okay, as nouns. For example, here is the verb work. If we add work, if we add ing to the work, it becomes working. العمل. Pay, if we add ing, it becomes paying. Prove, if we add ing, it becomes improving. So right here it is a noun. Gerund can be used as a noun. Let us see these actually. A gerund can be the subject of the sentence, because a noun can be a subject of a sentence, so a gerund can be the subject of a sentence. It's always singular. Always singular, okay? It's always singular. Use a third person singular verb after a gerund. A third person singular verb after a gerund. For example, voting is an important responsibility. See? The verb is. We can't say votings. That's incorrect. Or voting are. It's incorrect. Gerund is always singular. See, voting, actually this is kind of vote plus ing. It was verb and here it becomes noun. Right here it becomes noun. Voting is an important responsibility. Choosing a candidate takes time. So where is the verb of this sentence? The verb is right here. And we add the s in the present when the subject is singular. But when the subject is plural, we delete the s, okay? We make it infinitive verb. Choosing is a gerund. At the beginning it was choose as a verb, and then we added ing to become a gerund and function as a noun. So choosing a candidate takes time, okay? Now I want you also to be careful. Do not confuse gerunds with the present progressive verb form. You know the present progressive, like, okay, I'm going to Jordan. I'm going to, or I'm studying, I'm teaching. Okay, you're learning. So present progressive are those verbs that preceded by verb to be. As you know, I am is one of the verb to be. ممكن أيضا is, are. نحكي he is, you are, for example, was في الماضي أو were. كيف ممكن نميز ما بين الجرند وال present progressive? We can differentiate between both just by notifying that if the ing word was preceded by verb to be, إذا سبقت بverb to be, then it is a present progressive or passive progressive. That's fine. Okay? However, if it is not, then how can we know it's a gerund? Once it's not preceded by a verb to be. So if you look here, I am voting today. This is a present, actually progressive. The whole thing right here is a verb. Okay? If we look in the second sentence, voting is an important responsibility. So where is the verb? The verb is right here. Is the verb. Where is the subject then? Subject is right here. And as you know, a subject in English must be a noun. So voting is a noun. It is a gerund, functioned as a noun. Is that clear? Let us move. So we have gerunds as a subject, and we have gerunds as objects. You know the object of a certain verb. A gerund can be the object of certain verbs, like suggest, enjoy. For example, I suggest improving our schools. Suggest معناها يقترح, to give some solutions. I suggest improving our schools. Okay, the question is, where is the verb? It's right here. Where is the subject? It's right here. Where is the object? It's right here. And the object is actually an ing word, which means gerund, which means a noun. Enjoy. I enjoy working for the people. I enjoy working for the people. Where is the verb? Enjoy. Where's the subject? It's right here. Where's the object? It's a gerund. You should all know, in English, generally speaking, in English, a sentence, whether it was 2 words or 3 words or 5 words, it must have a verb and subject. It must have. Unlike Arabic language, in Arabic language we have something called الجملة الاسمية, like الجو جميل. الجو اسم is a noun and جميل noun. While if you want to translate this sentence, you have to say the weather is hot. So you need to add a verb. If you delete this one, then the sentence, the whole thing is incorrect. So when you speak in English, you need to pay attention to your language, that every sentence you have has a verb. It should have a verb, okay? Again, the importance of using gerund is to express your interest, to express your hobbies, to talk about your hobbies and interests, especially when someone asks you such a questions. What do you do in your free time? So you prefer to say, I like to, or I like playing football, I like to play football. Okay, let us look here. We often use go plus gerund to describe activities. We usually use go plus gerund to describe activities. For example, our family goes bowling or bowling every Saturday. Bowling هذه kind of a sport. It is a type of a sport, just like this one, right here. This is bowling. This is what we call bowling. You know, this is the ball right here. And so, if you look here, goes is a verb, and bowling is the gerund. What is the function of this gerund? It is object. An object must be a noun. Okay, number 2. John went jogging with his dog, just like this picture. Jogging. هرولة. So went is the past form of go. The past form of go is went. So after went we use gerund. And here this gerund is an object. So as we have learned so far, gerund can be used as a noun. It can be used as a function as a subject of a sentence or object of a sentence, or it may come with the verb go. Okay? Here's kind of a practice. You can do it by yourself. Ask your partner how often or he or she does these activities. Okay, like how often do you go dancing? كم مرة بترقص أو ترقصين? So I go dancing every night. So how often do you go dancing? Like, see, go dancing. هذه القاعدة اللي أخذناها الثالثة, that gerund may come with a verb to go. You should actually memorize these questions. You should memorize them and use them while speaking. Ask yourself, how often do I go to playing football? I go dancing every night. So these are beautiful expressions that you need to ask yourself. Okay? Well, here's kind of complete the sentences with gerunds. Here's kind of an example. Windsurfing is very exciting. This is what you call windsurfing. Is very exciting. A windsurf, what is the verb? The verb is right here. Sorry for this, kind of mingling. So is the verb, and windsurfing is a subject. So a windsurfing is very exciting. Okay. Makes me laugh. Let us say, for example, what makes you laugh, for example? Joking makes me laugh. Okay. Listening to jazz. You know jazz? Jazz is kind of Western music. If you listen to Fairuz, the Lebanese singer, she usually mixes between the jazz and the Arabic music. So jazz is type of a music. Listening to jazz gives me a headache. So I've started all of these sentences. The first one was jogging with the ing and listening with the gerund, and both of them function as a verb. Okay? For example here. Laughing loudly is not polite. الضحك بشكل عالي غير مهذب. Laughing loudly is not polite, or a loud laughing is not polite. Playing football is popular in my country. Playing, so I start with a gerund. Polluting destroys the environment. Polluting For example, you can say polluting or smoking. smoking destroys the environment. I will leave number 6 to you. So do it by yourself. These are, you're not, you can do whatever you want. Like you can answer it by yourself. These are only my answers. You can choose whatever you want. So do not get a stick to these answers, okay? Just do whatever you want. Just be creative and think of a new sentence. Think of a new sentences. Okay? You have here, like, you can ask people, what do you do in your free time? Right here, what do you do? Or what do you do in a free time like here? What do you do in your free time like here? I do fishing, I do skiing, I do hijacking and whatever. Okay, so let us move now from the gerunds to another point that we're going to discuss in this lecture. Language that you can use, asking for clarification. You know what is clarification means? Clarification, if you see that something is very vague or obscure, is not clear, so you need someone to explain to you, to repeat to you. For example, if I mention some words like, some words are unknown to you, كلمات ما بتعرفوها. So you will ask me, excuse me, could you repeat it please? Can you say it again? Say it again. Okay, so these are what I mean by clarification. If you don't understand someone, or maybe in one situation or another, and so it's important to ask a question for clarification. Here are some questions that you may ask. For example, someone was talking about the reasons, or the several reasons of air pollution. Air pollutions, right? Pollution. And then he, so you need to ask for some clarification. What you should say. For example, I'm your teacher, and I am actually talking about the several reasons of air pollution. You can't ask me directly. You need to be polite. Like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, teacher. Excuse me, professor. Could you please repeat that? تكرر. Could you say it again? What was that again? See, أيضا look at the tone of my voice. What was that again? كيف صوتي في السؤال goes up. The voice goes up in the questions. Excuse me. What was that again? Could you repeat this? How do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? How do you say that? Excuse me? So these are all some phrases or expressions are used to ask for clarifications. Excuse me? So look at the way I say it. My voice goes up. So in speaking, when you speak in English or when you ask a question, your voice should go up. صوتك لازم يكون في النهاية للأعلى. Like this. Excuse me? Could you repeat that? What was that again? How do you spell this? How do you pronounce this? How do you say this or that? So, إذا الصوت في السؤال في الإنجليزي لما نحكي goes up. Goes up. يرتفع للأعلى. It's not like a sentence. Well, in a sentence, you just say, okay, I'm going to KSA. So my voice was just like this. We are talking about gerunds. So this is my voice. We're talking about gerunds. But when I ask you, excuse me, could you repeat that? How do you spell that? What was that? So we goes up in the questions. Okay, so it's very important. Because when I was in the United States, some people, they ask me questions like, and this is for real, حقيقية القصة هذه. They ask me, do you ask me or give me an information? So I then start paying attention to my pronunciation, to my intonation, to the way I say the sentence, the regular sentence, and the way I say the question. So in questions I always goes up, and in sentences I always just go straight. Okay? The sound of it, understanding intonation in questions with or. And last time we have had kind of understanding intonation. So every class almost we have kind of intonation. This is very, very important. Okay, so you need to pay attention to it. First of all, there are two kinds of questions with the word or yes/no question, and either or questions. So we have two kinds of questions: yes/no question or either or question. For example, just let us look at the same thing that in your textbook. Okay, I'm always trying to go back to your textbook just to give you examples. Okay, right here we discuss it with each other, we talk to each other, we explain it. Number one, in yes/no question, the answer is yes or no. The speaker's voice goes up 2 times. For example, would you like coffee or tea? Would you like coffee or tea? Would you like coffee or tea? And or almost is not pronounced. Would you like coffee or tea? بتحب شاي أو قهوة? Anyone? Yes, please. Anyone. While in either or question, the answer is one of the 2 items. لاحظوا الآن هنا can the answer, it might be 2 things, 2 times. We go 2 times, like whether coffee or tea, I don't care. But in either or question, the answer is just 1 item of the 2 from the question. So the speaker's voice, صوته, goes up on the first item and down on the second item. Question: would you like coffee or tea? Tea, please. Would you like English? Do you like English or Arabic? So the first item, your voice goes up. هذه بدي تطبقوها لما تحكوا. So if you have either or question, هذه أو هذه, your voice should go first up and then it should goes down in the second item. How many items we have? 1, 2. يعني خيارين، إما هذه أو هذه. Would you like coffee or tea? So the first time your voice goes up and the second it goes down. Okay? Let us actually listen to this audio, and here we have the questions, and he's going or she is going to repeat them. So I want you to notice the intonation with yes/no question and either or questions. So please listen carefully. Okay, it's actually CD1, track 17.
The sound of it. Page 48. Understanding intonation in questions with or. There are 2 kinds of questions with the word or. Yes/no questions and either or questions. Number 1. In yes/no questions, the answer is yes or no. The speaker's voice goes up 2 times. Example. Question.
Would you like coffee or tea?
Answer. 2. In either-or questions, the answer is one of the two items from the question. The speaker's voice goes up on the first item and down on the second item. Example. Question.
Would you like coffee or tea?
Answer.
Tea, please.
A. Listen to these questions and repeat them.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the intonation.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1. Yes/no question.
Do you like TV or movies?
Either/or question.
Do you like TV or movies?
Number 2. Yes/no question.
Does she enjoy ice skating or rollerblading?
Either/or question.
Does she enjoy ice skating or rollerblading?
Number 3. Yes/no question.
Does he swim at the gym or at home?
Either/or question.
Does he swim at the gym or at home?
Number 4. Yes/no question.
Is he an actor or a musician?
Either/or question.
Is he an actor or a musician?
Excellent. So, have you noticed the difference in the intonation, yes/no question intonations, or the either? You can't say it either or either. It's correct in both ways. Either or either or questions. So let me just do the first one again. Do you like TV or movies? So you're not actually أنت ما بتخيره هون. You just say, يعني you're asking, what do you like? Do you like TVs or movies? Yes, I like movies. Okay. Do you like TV or movies? In this question, you're actually asking him to choose either TV or movies. So now, do you know what I mean by intonation in the questions with either or and yes/no question? Please, yes, and please listen to this audio again and again, because it's very, very important issue in English speaking. So if you want to speak clearly, you need to follow the rules. Okay, and here is one of the rules that we have taken so far. Well, here we have vocabulary building. I guess we've talked in short about how to get a meaning from a context without using a dictionary. Okay, and here we have actually kind of sentences. I want you to guess the meaning of these underlined words from the sentences themselves. Okay? For example, the store detectives arrested the thief for trying to steal a jacket. They caught him at the exit before he could leave. So what does store detectives mean? Now I'm going to guess the meaning of store detectives from this sentence, the same sentence. So who caught the, first of all, thief means stealer, the one who steals things, Isra. They caught him. Caught is the past form of catch. For example, the police caught or catch the thieves. So catch بمعنى arrest. Catch بمعنى arrest. يعتقل أو يمسك. So store detectives are those who caught thieves, who arrest thieves. Okay, number 2. She's a shoplifter. She steals things from stores and puts them in her purse or under her coat. So what does shoplifter mean? Shoplifter means the person who steals things from stores. Okay, specifically from stores. We saw shoplifter, مشالين. So shoplifter means the person who steals things from stores. He is a terrible racist. He doesn't like anyone who is not the same race as he is. So what racist means? Racist, racism. Racist is the person who does not like anyone who is not the same race as he is. So this is what racism mean. I don't trust him. I simply do not believe he's telling the truth. Trust. Trust means to believe. Trust means I trust you. I believe you. Okay? The child burst into tears. He suddenly started crying when he thought he was lost. Burst into tears. Tears معناها الدموع. He suddenly started crying. This is what I mean, burst into tears. Okay? So as you can see, I can get the meaning from the context itself. He is such a vain person. He's always looking at himself in the mirror and worrying about the appearance. Vain person. A vain person, the person who's always looking at himself in the mirror and worrying about his appearance. Okay? So this is how can we get the meaning of a word from the sentence itself, from the context itself. You need to, if you don't understand a word, you don't need to go back to the dictionary and open the dictionary and look up the word. You can complete reading the sentences because each sentence is related to the other. The following sentence is related to the previous, and the current sentence is related to the coming sentence. Okay, here's CD track 11. We're going to also read the following sentences, and we're going to listen to the speaker. He's going to tell us a story. Why didn't actually in his job he didn't like his job in the department store, and we're going to check the right answer right here. So let us go together, and actually it's track 19, I guess, right here, and listen.
Listening to page 51. Telling a story.
When I was in high school, I had some small jobs mowing lawns on weekends and some evenings, but my first real job was one summer when I was in college. I got a job as a store detective for a big department store. My job was just to walk around the store all day and look like a shopper and catch people who were trying to steal things from the store.
Mm-hmm.
I could wear anything. I could wear jeans or shorts to work because I was supposed to look like a shopper and, catch shoplifters. Anyway, my boss was this really horrible man. Actually, I think he liked me. He used to call me Tiger, which seemed really stupid to me. But he was this big man, great big man, who used to be in the army. And he really didn't trust or believe anybody who was young or anybody who was not white. This man was a real racist. If a group of young people would walk in the store, or if anybody would walk in the store who wasn't white, he would come over to me and say, "Keep an eye on them. They're going to take something." And I'd say, "I don't know why you say that. They look fine to me." And he'd say, "They're going to take something. Trust me." He was just terrible. Anyway, the job was pretty boring. I used to like shopping until I got that job. And then when I had to walk around the store and look like I was shopping for 6 or 7 hours a day, I didn't like shopping anymore. And also, I spent all the money I made from the job. My main problem was that I was very young, and I wanted to look good all the time. And I was very vain, so I never wore my glasses, and I couldn't see anything without my glasses, so of course I never saw anybody take anything. Finally, after months, I saw one young girl, I don't know, she was maybe 11 or 12 years old. I saw her putting something into her purse. I don't remember, I think it was a piece of jewelry. Anyway, she had to be pretty stupid for me to catch her because I couldn't see anything. So I took her into the office, and I was supposed to call the police to have them take her away. But then she burst into tears. And there she was, crying and telling me that her father was going to be really angry. And I felt so bad that I made her promise never to take anything again. And then I let her go. That was a really bad store detective. Soon after that, I quit the job. I think probably my boss would be glad.
So that was a very weird and interesting story about the person who was working in a store, and his job was a store detective. He was just looking for the people who took something and who see something. Again, he cannot see because he has kind of seeing problem. Okay, so he could not see anyone to steal except that woman who put kind of a jewelry in her pocket, and then the police arrested her, and she started crying and promising him not to do it again. Why he did not like his job? Because his boss was racist, and as we said, racist person is the person who does not like the people as his race. Okay, does not like the people who does not belong to his race. So his boss was white person, and he does not like those people who like a brown or black. So he always asks this man to keep an eye on him, on these people, on brown people, or on those people who are not white. So he was a racist man. So he was a terrible man. So he didn't like to work with his boss. Again, his job was boring because he has nothing to do except watching the people. So these are the two reasons. Please listen to this story again and again, and it's a very interesting one. Well, language you can use or say, expressions of encouragement. You can use such expressions like, when you listen to someone who gives you a story, okay, he retells a story to you. You say, right, okay, really? Yay, and? Like, what happened? Well, like, what happened? And then, and so, wow, or gosh. You know the word, do you remember the word gosh? So all of these are expressing encouragement. These actually, you use them to express encouragement to someone who is telling a story, to let the person know that you are really paying attention to him. Sometimes it happens to me that some people give me a story, but it's a boring story. So I said, but I'm not listening, okay? I'm just thinking of something else. So why? Because it's a boring story. So always use such expressions just to let the person that, okay, I'm listening. Just keep going. Oh, right, okay. So these are very good expressions, that some possible expressions that you may use. Well, here's kind of a cultural very important about cultural differences. In all cultures, there are questions that common to ask a new acquaintance, and other questions that people consider impolite. So in some cultures, like our culture, you can ask someone, how old are you? Are you married? What is your religion? How much money do you make? So in our culture, sometimes it's polite and sometimes impolite. In the United States, the American people, they don't ask these questions. They never ask it. I've never heard an American ask me a question Never an American asked me a question like, how old are you? Are you single or married? How much money do you make in your job? What is your weight? For example, they never ask you these questions. So please, if you go in the future, if you will go in the future to the United States, don't ask the people this question. Again, if you are going to or will go to the United States sooner or later, do not ask the people these questions. How old are you? Are you married? How much money do you have or do you make? People in the US frequently ask, what do you do? It means, what kind of job or work do you have? Where are you from? Okay? So these are very common questions in the United States. But regarding this, no, do not use them. Do not ask them because they find it impolite. They find it impolite to ask such questions. And here we have a last one. Listen, especially listening for stressed words. So in this slide, I would like you to pay attention for some stressed words when people speak. In English, people stress means emphasize the important words in a sentence. If you understand the stressed words, you can usually understand the important information. How do you know which words are stressed? The stressed words are higher, the voice goes up, louder, clearer than the other words. Listen for the mountains in speech, not the valleys. The meaning of a sentence can change if the stress changes. For example, in this sentence, the stress wasn't here. I liked Anna, which means I don't like it now. أنا حبيت مثلا I liked football. I liked playing football, which means I don't like it. So we will actually discuss in details these stressed words next lecture. So I'm going to focus and highlight the major points of stressed words. For here, you can actually work with a partner and just make stressed words over these words. We will actually do it next time, but for today it's enough. I will do it again and again next time, but for today is enough for today, okay? Because we have covered a lot of things. So for tomorrow, or the next lecture, I'm going to cover the major points of stress words, okay? I'm not jumping over it. So I will do it again next time. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.